Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. This is the Championship review for round 9. Thank you, everybody, for joining me yesterday on the live watch along and the Saturday Super Stream. We're going to go through, as we did last week, we got a bit of time as well, every single Championship game. So get your comments in over in the chat if you're here live, and if you're watching after the fact, do get your comments in on the actual YouTube video. Before we kick off, I must, as ever, do my plugs. So we say thank you to Russ, a fan and now a friend despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Russ Peak, our fan sponsor for the Championship review show all season. And you can see up there, we are partnered with www.fanfirst.co.uk, user-generated ratings website for you to go and rate players, teams, managers, entertainment, referees, VAR, and all of that good stuff whenever you see your team play. And we have merchandise now. Go ahead and visit the Teesprings store there, where you can buy some lovely channel-themed merchandise to help us all out. Right, where are we going first, guys? I will come to your comments as we go through each games, but these run a hell of a while if I go too slowly. So let's just bang through the results first off. And it would help if we had the correct game week up. There you go. So it was Coventry 3, Reading 2 on Friday night. Early kickoff, Bristol City 1, Norwich 3. Then the 3 o'clocks. Remember, we're playing midweek again, so no Sunday games. Everything done by 5 p.m. on Saturday. It was Bournemouth 1, Derby 1. Luton 0, Brentford 3. Borough 1, Forest 0. Barnsley 1, Watford 0. Millwall 0, Huddersfield 3, Wycombe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Stoke 1, Rotherham 0, Preston 1, Birmingham 2, Swansea 2, Blackburn 0, and QPR 3, Cardiff City 2. So our first port of call, as ever, we will head up to the top of the league, and our runaway leaders, Reading, who lost for the first time this season. And they lost over at Coventry 3-2 in the Friday night game. Obviously, and however prickly Reading fans have got about this, obviously questions have come up saying this is a hugely surprising start for the Royals. Can they keep it up? Well, this is their first defeat, so we now find out how they react to going behind and losing a game. So interesting test now for Veljko Paunovic after that magnificent 8 games. Got 7 wins, 1 draw. But they have lost now. If you look at the team, you'll see Liam Moore went out of this one injured as well. Slightly different system according to SofaScore. Look at that. Shone Aluko starting as well for Reading, with the excellent Zhao back up top there. For Coventry, Rose comes back in. He would have been suspended, wouldn't he, after getting that red card. Hamer also comes back in. Darbo in at right wing back. I know he'd not played for a couple of games. Let's have a look at the goals, and then we will get your comments in. Lovely one to begin with, and this is Gus Hamer, who was red carded in our watch along. I think it was against Bournemouth, wasn't it? Just receiving the ball on the edge of the box. What a brilliant finish. He's not going to put any power on this. It's all about the accuracy. He's going to slide that across the floor down to Raphael's left into the net for 1-0. But Lucas Zhao is having that type of season. Similar position on the pitch there with the left foot. Powerful player. And he's going to stick that in exactly the same corner for 1-1. From the rebound here, that puts Coventry ahead. That is Matt Godden, you can see, first to react in the 6-yard box there for 2-1. And a bit of an aberration here by Raphael in goal. I know it was poor playing conditions. However, Sam McCallum is a long, long way out. And look how well Raphael was behind that. Both hands behind it, but he lets it through and into the net for 3-1. However, Reading make a good fight of it. On comes Pushgas. And nice goal, actually, this one from the angle. Sticks that one in as Reading comes strong at the end, but not strong enough to get any points in this one. Let's have a look at the numbers, because we've been fascinated by the numbers in Reading games, simply because they've been absolutely lethal so far. So it is with some small sense of irony that they actually win the XG in this game and lose the game. But there you go. That's football for you, isn't it? 59-41 in terms of Reading for possession. Shots on target, there's 7 shots to 4 in terms of Reading. 5 corners to 4 for Reading as well. 2 big chances apiece, and Reading coming out on top in terms of the pass completions as well. So, bit of a strange one, really, because we've said Reading have been the masters all season of brilliant finishing and game management and winning tight games. But it went against them this time. I suppose if you're a Reading fan, you say, brilliant start. If you'd have given me 22 points from the first 9 games and first positions, we will take that all day long. So it is what it is, and they just have to react. Now, Lucas Shaw in the goals again. For Coventry, really, really good news. They hadn't won for a while, had they? And moving up to 8 points and away from Derby there in the 3rd relegation position. They've halted their slide somewhat. Shall we have a look at some of your comments in this one? Let's have a look. Vinny says, play up Sky Blues. Nice. Yes. Game week, George, will be tomorrow, the preview, won't it? Russ is here. I feel like I see more of you. You're not the first person to say that to me, Russ. So, John said typical championship and Cov would win. There you go. Alistair says, didn't play great, but I'm confident that we can beat Preston on Tuesday. I was talking to Charlie, Channel Legend, about this, and he said something quite smart. He said, I'm quite glad when we did lose, we actually played quite well from a Reading point of view, because what you didn't want as a Reading fan was for it to be tight, Reading to not create many chances and lose. Whereas the numbers were actually in Reading's favour. So that gives more of a sign of sustainability. Alistair says we were sloppy on the ball in this game. Cov still able to produce an inspired performance for the manager, at least at home. True. I've been very impressed with Cov, the games I've watched this season. Wing-backs are quality. Yeah, and they've got spare ones as well. XG better. So the first time the XG is in Reading's favour, but there we go. That goal by Sam, getting some game time here. Hope he brings back to... we thought McCallum was going to be the Aaron's replacement. Aaron's is still there, but yes, a screamer, Russ. I think the keeper maybe should have saved that, but there we go. Reading and Athletics, so without Ejaria and Maite as well as Swift, and Moore has got injured as well. So some issues there. Almost about getting the monkey off the back, I guess. Totally agree. Totally agree with you there, Russ, on that one. So, look, I think if you're a Coventry fan, good news and really good result. If you're a Reading fan, roll with it and hope for a really, really good reaction. Left back. I do mean Lewis replacement. Yeah, thank you. Dan. Oh, broken foot for Liam Moore. I mean, Liam Moore's tough, but you can't run a broken foot off, can you? Let me know how long you think that will be. Right. Thank you, everybody, on that one. Where are we going next? We're going to second placed Swansea, who beat Blackburn 2-0. We were asking questions of both teams, weren't we? We were asking, can Swansea be consistent and replace Rodden? We were asking, are Blackburn flat track bullies? At the moment, the answer to both of those questions is yes, which is better news if you're a Swans fan, I guess, than if you're a Rovers fan. Rovers nice and stable on the team selection, and that front three stays the same. Swansea stick with Dander in off the front there, Palmer on the bench, Bennett on the bench, Manning on the bench, Grimes on the bench. So some strength in depth, and Steve Cooper going with maybe the informed players, let's just say. Get your comments in on this one. Swansea 2, Blackburn 0. Let's have a look at the goals. It's a great header, this. That's Ben Cabango. Look, he's tightly marked, pretty much a standing jump. And look where he sticks it. Great goal by Cabango. Start storing ideas for your goal of the day, or your goal of the game week as well. That is Andre Ayew, who's just great for Swansea, isn't he? Arriving and heading in. Was it? Oh no, Roberts is in the middle of the box there. I can't think of it. The cross. It might have been Dander actually. And that is 2-0 to the Swans, and they move up into second. The numbers tell us 59-41 for Blackburn, interestingly enough. 4 shots to 3 on target for Blackburn. 9 corners to 5, 1 big chance apiece. And 530 to 361, kind of mirroring the Reading numbers, isn't it? In respects of maybe Swansea had a bit of extra quality with the finishing, and maybe Blackburn didn't defend crosses as well. A set play goal and a header for Ayew there. So Blackburn in the game, but no goals for them from that excellent front three. And I'm holding up the hypothesis that front three has only managed to punish Derby in a bad moment, Wycombe with 10 men, and Coventry with 10 men. So I'm ready to be debunked. I really like the look of Elliott, Brereton and Armstrong, but I need to see them do it against a more highly ranked opponent. Great job by Swansea there. They had a little slip there. If you look, 2 points in 3 games, but back-to-back wins, always good news, and up to second. 18 points from 9, puts them in Ben's favourite 2 points per game club. And Blackburn, yeah, that's for all my enthusiasm about their signings and their front three, it's not transmitting on the pitch yet. Not to say that it won't. 4 defeats in 5, which is poor form, isn't it? Considering how enthusiastic I, for one, have been, and a lot of commenters have been. So John says, surprised by this, had it down as a high-scoring draw. Yeah, I think I did as well, John. William says, we played brilliant yesterday. Blackburn played lovely football, lacked killer instinct. The numbers would seem to bear that out. That was the difference. Yeah, shame we can't do video clips, but hey, rights and demonetization and copyright strikes and things like that. Chris says, Swansea looking good there, breaking teams down at home more frequently and are excellent away. And Chris, I like... I always use the Ipswich example of Kieran Dyer going, and obviously you lose a brilliant player, but if you sign 3 or 4 to replace them, so Rodden goes, and deadline day was fun, and it seemed like they'd bought in 4. I mean, not necessarily all replacing Rodden with that money, but they seem to have tooled up quite well, haven't they? And Ayew's just great, isn't he? Blackburn struggling defensively, a bit soft, maybe. Maybe so, Chris, indeed. Right, next off, we are going to Bournemouth versus Derby County, which ended 1-1. I think I and a lot of people had this down as a home win. So good result for Derby, but Bournemouth do stay undefeated. Derby's team looking a lot stronger now that Waghorn and Lawrence are back. Josviak injured, sadly for them. Sibley on the bench. Kazim Richards might be fit. Also, look there, Christian Bellick on the bench as well. That will strengthen things up, along with rumours of some Arab money of some description coming in. So, looking good for Derby. In terms of Bournemouth, well, they don't put out weak teams at this level, do they? Danjuma, Solanke, Stanislaus, the front three. This time, Rico in for Kelly at the back, and Smith comes in again at left wing back. Let's have a look at the goals. Get your thoughts in on this game. Bournemouth 1, Derby 1. A free kick into the wall and a bit of a jammy one, this one. That is Graham Shinney, not the greatest finisher in the world. And look, you can see exactly where that hits Steve Cook on the calf. And as deflections tend to do, where's the worst possible place it can go if you're a Bournemouth fan? There. Floats up and over Begovic's head. Martin Waghorn, you can see looking on, very happy about that. Derby get the lead, but you can see teams are scared of Derby on the set plays now with Waghorn and Rooney there. A nice equaliser there. Doesn't really do it justice, that still, but that's coming from the left-hand side, and that's a nice cushion side foot volley by Rodrigo Riquelme coming in off the right. And look where he's put that. You can see David Marshall's just gone, no, too good. I'm not saving that one. Great finish by Riquelme. Get your comments in on that one. Let's have a look at the numbers. 69% possession there for Bournemouth to Derby's 31. 10 shots apiece, 5-4 on target in Bournemouth's favour. 4 corners to 1. Hit woodwork. Shots inside box 8. So the numbers tell us that maybe Derby will be happy to come away with a point from that one. Didn't watch the game, obviously, but from the small little read there, obviously debunk me if you feel differently. There is the table. Bournemouth, nice start, undefeated. A few too many draws, but 1 point off the 2 points per game. Obviously, 4 draws in the last 5 is not the most desirable. That only adds up to 7 points from 5. But I suppose when you're undefeated, draws have a slightly different context than when you're chasing. But obviously, look above them. You see Swansea there. You swap a draw for a win, or 2 draws for a win and a defeat, and you're 1 point ahead. Derby, yeah, not great. Signs of improvement in respects of they're not losing anymore. 3 straight draws. I guess some tricky games in there. They played Watford recently, obviously. They've beat Norwich, didn't they? But they seem to have played all the 3 parachute year 1 teams in short order, haven't they? So that may be a slightly mitigating factor. But let's have a look at your comments on Bournemouth and Derby. Chris says too many draws could be the difference between automatic and playoffs for Bournemouth. Maybe so. Bournemouth, interesting one, says John. Thought they would be scoring a few more given the squad. We will see them in a few games' time. Hopefully they don't knock 8 against the John, a Birmingham fan. Remember Bournemouth 8 away from home at Birmingham as well. Jason says, look at Bournemouth. Still not sure about Coyle and his future. It's a difficult one. They aren't challenging, but they are beginning to get the players back. Yeah, I think he gets a few games with the full team, Jason, before anything drastic happens. But yeah, fair point. Derby have a great manager who was excellent in the Netherlands. How come he's doing so bad? There's poor recruitment out of his depth. Not so sure, Dan. Maybe put the division down as a mitigating factor. Maybe he just has to learn the car crash that is the Championship, and that takes most people a season. Derby were always going to improve, but will probably miss out on the playoffs. Again, yeah, be interested in the off-pitch stuff. Derby, not the same team from beating Leeds in the playoffs. No, a lot of water under a lot of bridges since then. Not poor recruitment, just a lot of money spent over the years. Mel Morris, it's certainly changed the philosophy there, hasn't he? Right, let's go on to game number 4, which was the watch-along yesterday, and it was Bristol City 1, Norwich City 3 in the early kickoff. There, Norwich still without Zimmerman at the back. Hanley is continuing in there. Stieperman and Plachetta join Buendia off Timu Pukki there. So Daniel Farke didn't spend long with 2 strikers on the pitch. He has really, really made clear over his time at Norwich his preference for that solution rather than a 2 up top. Bristol City just very light at the back with Alfie Mawson now injured and Andy Vyman out for the season. Stephen Sessignon as well. No Bakinson, their brunt starting there. So slightly different than their first 4 games when they had that winning streak. Let's have a little look at the goals in this one. There is Marco Stiepermann, completely unchallenged by the 3 Bristol City central midfielders. He's going to slide that through to Teemu Pukki, who you can see is already on the run. Nice touch and finish by Pukki. By the way, had a couple of issues with a couple of Norwich fans yesterday. Remember, 2 things can be true. So if I criticise defence and praise attack at the same time, do not go and cry on your yellow jersey. Don't take it personally. Bristol City's 3 centre-halves were really bad yesterday. 2 things can be true is all I will say. We had some issues with some people understanding that yesterday. Here is Jacob Lungi Sorensen. Is that his name? And again, look at the shape of the back 3 for Bristol City. They're just completely all over the place. Teemu Pukki 6 yards ahead of Taylor Moore. Thomas Callas playing everybody on side. That's where Pukki ends up. And what do we say about the deflection for the Derby goal? Where's the worst place this deflection can end up? There. So a big air of 18-19 though. Pukki did everything right, didn't he? He was off the shoulder. He was in the right position. He punished the wobbly 3 centre-halves. Got a bit of luck on the deflection, but he hit it early. And we saw him so many times do that. Bristol City get one back straight away. Patterson lobs that over, and it's Hunt arriving from right wing back. And then for the 500th time in this half, Norwich very sensibly play the pass to exploit. You can't actually see the ball being played through. I guess, would it be Gibson who played that one through? And again, look at the 3 centre-halves. So listen very carefully. I'm going to criticise the defending before I praise the attacking. 2 things can be true. Look at that first touch. Beautiful stuff. And they punish the Bristol City centre-halves. Again, Norwich there. Buendia. That pass was on all half, and Norwich take 3 goals in the first half from just playing straight through the Bristol City centre-halves there. Bristol City force a penalty in the second half. Oh, dear. Watch my reaction on the watch-along for that one. Wells tries to Panenka it and spot the ball. You can see Tim Krul's already, he hasn't even had to dive for that one, and that is flying over the top of the crossbar. Now, I have been sceptical so far in terms of using Norwich's performances to predict that they're going to go on a winning run. This one is far more viable. They were in the lead for a long time. We saw the star players, Aarons, Buendia and Pukki, all play well at the same time in the same game. They pulled them about. Yes, Bristol City's 3 centre-halves were all over the show, weren't they? Especially in the first half. But credit Stiepermann playing Pukki in for the first goal and Sorensen for the second one, and then Gibson. Just that pass at the defence, and Pukki tore them to shreds with basically some simple movement, pulling off, and they took the chance as well. But far more viable for Norwich. Look, we were saying 4 big chances against 1. Obviously, the penalty miss is a mitigating factor, but we all saw the game, didn't we? And just far more viable, and no late last-minute winner to rely on. So that was more what you would look for if you're a Norwich fan for a viable performance, with the very small mitigating factor of Bristol City not defending very well. But Norwich did punish it. Again, Canaries fans, 2 things can be true. Don't come at me. There are channels you can watch where someone will wear a replica jersey and only say nice things about your team. We have to look at both teams here on this channel. If that's not for you, stop watching now. So Norwich move up into 4th, and now you're adding what looks like a bit more viability on the pitch and a bit more consistency and those star players from 18-19 starting to tick. 2 good results. So that was, in terms of predicting the future, that was more what I would need to see from Norwich to predict this being sustainable now. So it looks a lot better, in my opinion, after this game than after, well, really any of those last 5 games, to be perfectly frank. So really good form. Look at that, 4 wins and a draw in the last 5 is excellent stuff. And Norwich move up to 4th. Bristol City, the exact opposite. After 4 wins in the first 4 games, they have 2 points from the last 5 and probably are wishing they had Alfie Mawson and at least one more centre-half fit in the squad. Let's have a look at your comments on that. Streaky Dean, says Sloth. Yeah, indeed. Pookie looked really sharp yesterday, must admit. Yeah, he looked more like his old self. And maybe he just needed that, didn't he? Smashed that first one in, brilliant goal. Little bit of luck on the second one. But yeah, excellent from Pookie yesterday. Norwich finding their feet doesn't bode well for the rest of us, says John. Perhaps this is the game where Norwich start to kick on. Might look that way. Where do they get those numbers from? SofaScore, I guess. Bristol City reverting to the same level under Johnson after a great start. Looks that way, doesn't it? Just a few words of the game against Norwich for us. It was horrible defending. We're getting another centre-back for free. Yeah, that's a bad moment where you have to go into the free agents. City 2 defeats in a row. Both teams had just come down. Can't believe Wells' penalty miss. But same patchy City, says Jason. Norwich looking very close to 2 seasons ago despite injuries, just in time to play Millwall, who were woeful yesterday. There we go. Emmy's goal. Touch of class. Yes, it was. And this is the point I had to make to someone in the YouTube comments yesterday. If you take that goal out of context and watch a nice gif of him controlling the ball, brilliant, great stuff. If you've watched the entire first half, you're just banging your head against the table going, in stoppage time after this passes, but how have they got caught out by it again? But yes, it was a lovely touch and finish. Where are we looking? I suddenly hate being an armchair supporter. Going to see if I can see Norwich United. Bristol City looked a lot better after going 4 at the back. Maybe that's, I think it was a bit late there, chappers, wasn't it? The damage has done. Worth mentioning, Norwich's defence is getting up to speed too. Gibson and Hanley haven't played much football. Yeah, they do look a lot better with Zimmerman, don't they? And yes, the left back who did concede a penalty, didn't he, is actually a central midfielder. Of course, both can be true, but always is the debate of. So, of course, both can be true, but always is the debate of was what the attacking team caused the defending team to be shambolic. Maybe Russ, but the first goal was sort of 6 minutes into the game, wasn't it? And, that just set the tone. Maybe, you'll never know, but both things were definitely true. Norwich very efficiently and effectively. And I had the same thing when I did Aston Villa versus Fulham at the start of the season. I had to say to Villa fans, look, well done, brilliant, 3-0 win, but it won't always be that easy to score 3 goals in 47 minutes or whatever Villa did. Horrible defending. Oh, yeah, I think I've read that one out. There was a good comment there that I was just going to read about the transfer window. If Norwich come out the January transfer window, that's a good point. Yeah, because, you could get a situation where they still have to sell one of Buendia or Aaron's in the transfer window. Right. Let's move on to where are we going next, guys? Oh, look at that. Neil Warnock's Middlesbrough in 5th position is where we're going to next. That little scamp, Warnock, the rascal, little bugger. He's 8 unbeaten. And I'm quite excited about a Warnock promotion charge here. That's going to amuse me greatly through the season if this happens. So Borough going, I'm not sure that shape's right with Coulson there, but hey-ho. But Morsey and Saville with Howson in central midfielder. It's all very Warnock. Forest rotating a little bit. Guerrero starts up top ahead of Lyle Taylor, and Luke Freeman comes in the 10. Gaetan Bong plays down the left-hand side of defence after Yanais was sent off in the game against Luton. Bong, obviously known to Chris Hughton from his Brighton days, wasn't he? And let's have a look at the goal in this one. Nice goal, actually. They haven't scored too many Warnocky goals so far. I'm missing the long throw-ins and the messy goals. That is Saville, isn't it? Who's going to cross that into the back post. And what do you want when the ball's down the right-hand side from your left-sided wing-back? You want him to get in the box. And there's Marvin Johnson at the back post doing just that and sticking it in for Borough. Get your thoughts in on them. They are up to 5th, and the numbers are good as well. 12 shots, just 45% possession. It's Warnock. 12 shots to 5, 4 big chances to nil. So decent performance, and the clean sheet and the numbers and the big chances intimate it was probably deserved. And like I say, look, they're 8 unbeaten. And I mean, look what he's up against, Warnock, in terms of these. Look where Watford, Norwich and Bournemouth are. None of the 3 Year 1 parachute teams are proverbially crap in the bed at the moment. So if Warnock can challenge against those 3 with the resources he has in comparison this season after the Woodgate season last year, that will be quite the achievement from old Colin, won't it? 3 wins and 2 draws in the last 5, 8 unbeaten, only defeat away at Watford on the opening day of the season. Well played, Warnock, is what I'm saying. Forest, well, Hughton has now gone win, draw, 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 and we say, oh, that's really stable and solid Hughton. And now a defeat on that. So we now say 4 without a win. And Forest still need to move up a few places away above that relegation zone. Sammy Morsey. Yes, we knew he was going to be good, didn't we? Moving across from Wigan to Borough. Nothing more to say about this game other than typical Warnock. Move on. Last season it was Cardiff with the long throws. Yeah, we'll see some more, won't we? One thing certain in life, Death Tax is a Neil Warnock promotion team. There we go. Borough have a slim margin for error as they lack goals, but defence is playing well since Grant. It actually, isn't it? Since it should, in theory, improve, but you got to love it at the moment, haven't you? Neil Fagin Warnock got to pick a pocket or two. Good management. He's done it for decades, hasn't he? Any more on that game? I think we've got one from Krissy. Yeah, Forest have made no massive improvement under Hughton because they still lack goals, and he's not noted for extravagant attacking play. No, very, very, very true. So, yes, let's move on. And we are going next to 6th place Watford, who, much to my surprise, lost at Barnsley. No disrespect to Barnsley, but Watford look very powerful this season, and I thought they would go there and win. And look on the bench as well. Andre Gray and Will Hughes added into that mix of Ismail Assar, João Pedro, Nathan Chalobah, Etienne Capoue. But Barnsley doing the job in this one and getting the 1-0 win there. And Valérien Ismail has 2 wins from 2 as Barnsley manager. So all looking much rosier than a couple of weeks ago at Barnsley. Let's have a look at the goal and then we'll look at the numbers. And it was a lovely goal, wasn't it? Where do I look for this one? I look right there. And we see Alex Mowat, well, a long, long way from goal. He's going to pick the ball up. He's going to drive to about here. And then he's going to larrup a glorious thunder ringer. It's a bit blurry, but can you see the ball just smacking the left-hand post and flying into the top corner from Mowat? Brilliant goal from a player who's been very, very good for Barnsley since they've been up in the Championship this past season. And a bit since I've been watching him. I can't speak to League One. I'm sure he's very good there as well. But great stuff. However, if we look at the numbers, and you told me these were the numbers for this game, I would be telling you this is what would happen in a Vladimir Ivic Watford 1-0 away win at Barnsley. But exactly the opposite happened. Look, 67% possession to Watford. No shots on target, 2 for Barnsley, and 2 big chances to 0 for Watford. So you would expect that to be the other way round with Ivic, wouldn't you? But it wasn't. Barnsley get the win, so congratulations to them. Maybe on another day, could have gone the other way, but they get the victory. Interested to see Will Hughes and Andre Gray come back into Championship football and how easy they find this level. If they play to their level, it should be fairly easy. But 2 points in the last 3 for Watford. That's not so great, is it? And they slipped down to 6th. Still only conceded 5 goals. And I guess it was a worldy goal. And they literally didn't hit the target with their 2 big chances. Barnsley, nice. Look at that. 5 unbeaten. New managers, 1, 2 on the trot. All of us who predicted Barnsley to be in the middle of the table with Struber as manager are relaxing a little bit that our predictions aren't going to get completely battered. But things can change, can't they? I still like the look of Barnsley's first team. And the succession planning with the new manager looks quite good. Let's have a read of some of your comments on this one. How is Sarr in the Championship? I know. So is King. So is Buendia. So is Brooks and Aarons. And there's a lot of good players in the Championship. Thanks, Ben, for backing against us. There you go. It's all down to me again. I think Struber had become the problem at Barnsley, as in his heart wasn't in it. Maybe. Yes, and we love the Ben Foster YouTube channel for those people shouting it out. Very good. Watford dropping off. Well, the evidence over the last 3 games is yes, but some pretty epic players coming back for them. Great goal by Mowat, but did someone nick all the Watford players' boots before the game or something? Mowat lives next door, but 1 to me in Doncaster. Unbelievable scenes. Can we get him on the podcast? They're a wonderful player. I wouldn't put my nose up at him. If Norwich signed Mowat, I bet you wouldn't, Russ. He'd fit in lovely there, wasn't he? Sam says, our press was really effective yesterday, forces Watford to lose the ball over 210 times. We took the ball from Watford 2 times every minute on average. Nice, Sam. I'm a bit worried for Watford, won't complain, but from their standpoint, not good at all right now. Watford's lack of goals, especially away under the Darren defensive Ivic, could cost him his job under that ownership. Maybe. See if he's out of the top 6 for any length of time. But I still think he's got a bit about him, this Ivic. But we'll see. 3-2 would have reflected the true performance. Both teams missed chances. Would love to see the GoPro angle for that goal too. I'm sure Ben Foster will get that for us, won't they? I said that if Struber gets them going, Barnsley gets promoted. Is that still on for me? Maybe not that high, but I think they can be in the middle of the table somewhere. And when you consider again where they've come from, what they're up against in that division, then good job. Deeney will sort the goals issue when fit, and Gray back as well. What does that mean? Mowat has tootsied but not come close to closing her wash. I've got no idea what that means. Sounds interesting. Looking forward to playing Watford because of Foster channel. Well, if we win. Yeah. And good on Ben Foster. It's nice to see some behind the scene stuff from a Championship player and a pro footballer of his reputation. I don't give a damn but your bad reputation. Who sings that? Joan Jett? I can't remember. Millwall 0, Huddersfield 3 was a surprise. If Huddersfield were going to win that, I didn't expect them to go down 3-0. Millwall, but they did. Millwall sticking with that 3 at the back system. Nice, strong team selection. Bradshaw comes in up top. Dehaney in for Huddersfield. And Benza Karoma, Diakabi up top for them. I would have had Millwall strong favourites in this one, but Huddersfield are slightly confusing me at the moment because they seem capable of getting these victories. Great win for Huddersfield. Where are my pictures of the goals? Damn it. There's the first one. They had a few deflected goals yesterday. Karoma is going to hit Jake Cooper, who appears to be levitating in midair there. And where's the worst place it can go? As we said about the second Pookie goal and the Graham Shinney goal, we'll now say it about the Karoma goal. Where's the worst place it can go? Right in the corner with Białkowski wrong-footed. Now, here's the second goal. I want you to have a look at Pieper in the bottom of the picture there. He's going to make, can you see him? You've all found him there. He's going to make a hell of a run and receive the ball and hit that shot from there. This is really poor from Białkowski in goal. Both hands behind it. He can go on the Raphael naughty step as well. Tipping that up in the air. Oh, Benny Hill music as he chases back to the goal and doesn't keep it out. Look at Jake Cooper there going, oh no, that's going in the goal, isn't it? So that was 2-0. And then a breakaway, Lewis O'Brien. Look where he's going to stick that. Beautiful, right in the far corner around Bart in the goal. And 3-0 to Huddersfield. I'm sure the Millwall fans will tell us whether it was a tight game and then they broke away for the last 2 goals. Let's have a little look at the numbers, which tell us 7 shots to 4 on target in Huddersfield's favour, 55% possession. Now, Millwall forced 10 corners. You'd normally expect them to create something from one of those, but no big chances from all of those set plays. 2 big chances for Huddersfield, and they win on the passing stats as well. So maybe that's the deal against Millwall. Keep those corners defended and play on the counter. Maybe you can go to the Den and win. Maybe a lack of goal threat elsewhere from Millwall, which has been rare for them this season. No complaints. They were better than us, says Alex. A self-aware football fan. This must be the Benjamin Bloom channel. In the past, we would have sat back on the 1-0. We kept going and going. Cost us midweek against Birmingham. Nice, Oliver. Huddersfield strike me as a team who score first. When they score first, will do well. Mill would annoy all the top 6 in the Premier League. Would be wonderful. Totally agree with that. Keep the losing predictions coming, guys. Low, no expectations. Does me fine after just 2 years. And it's the big, go figure. The 2 years you've just had. That's why the predictions come, JH7. But don't worry about the predictions, my friend. Rowett struggling to find the answer at home, especially without the possibly better attackers. His sons Zahor and Parrott look short on energy and ideas. Indeed. Played well first 20 minutes, 2 pen shouts with Cooper being wrestled to the ground. After that, Huddersfield got going, deserved the win. Well done, all you Millwall fans here. Not digging Bart. He didn't cover himself in glory. No, poor from one of our favourite keepers there. Bart with an absolute howler in this one. Bless him. His second. Millwall have always been a strange club, very solid in your face, but up and down, build themselves for certain clubs and fail against them. Yeah, maybe. Huddersfield are playing nice football and have now won at Millwall and Swansea. Surprising as I didn't finish 24th, Chris. There you go. You're man enough to admit it. Neil says Millwall only a small squad and therefore 2 games per week take effect sooner or later. A lot of decent fans out there, Millwall fans out there. Isn't there, Jest, hey? Huddersfield definitely mid-table, but that's fine. First season in Chesney stability. Carlos looks to be delivering for our Huddersfield fan. Be over the moon right now. Yeah. Tip your cap to Corberon. Let's just quickly bring the table up, which I didn't do. I apologise. Millwall just slipped down to 7th, but it's Rowett. He'll keep the old churn going, won't he? And Huddersfield move into the top half. 3 wins in 5, 4 wins in the first 9 games. I'm sure, like one of the commenters was saying, that Huddersfield fans would be very, very happy with that top half. Cods Vlogs is here. Go and follow Cods Vlogs. Brilliant Fleetwood vlogger there. Great guy as well. Don't worry, guys. When Ben predicts your team to win, they lose. Right. Alistair, if I'm getting an accusation of these, I want to see the numbers because people only notice when I predict their team to lose and it goes wrong. But I need to see the numbers on this. Someone keep track, like Chris does, of his own predictions. There you go. But I need to see the evidence of this. I think this is fake news. God, when is that election? It's tomorrow, isn't it? Deary me. You can't work under Bielsa and not learn anything. Huddersfield now reaping the benefits of that. Excuse me, guys. Let me just take a quick drink. Does your voice talking away here? Talking away. Name that tune. I don't know what to say. It's a bit high for this time of the morning, isn't it? Right, where are we going next? We're going to Stoke 1, Rotherham 0 over at the Bet 365. Stoke churning it out as ever. Fletcher up top with McLean, Powell and Campbell. McLean doesn't have to play left back anymore by the looks of it. There, Rotherham bring back Angus MacDonald. Some threat from that midfield now with Lindsay, Barlassa, Miller and Josephson. So a few little extra strings to the bow from Rotherham now, I would have thought, with those midfielders in. Let's have a look at the goal. Oh, you're going to love this one. Here comes a long goal kick from Angus Gunn. Dun, 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 dun. There's a new AC/DC song. Angus. There is Stephen Fletcher with the flick on. And in behind goes... Where did he come from? Oh, there he's on the run. I didn't spot James McLean. In he goes behind. Blackman comes out. And he lobs it over the on-rushing keeper. Internet, you'd be really disappointed if you're a Rotherham fan to lose to that goal, wouldn't you? Especially how good Rotherham are aerially to lose. I know Fletcher's really good in the air as well, but disappointing one from Rotherham. We did have Iain watching this on the Saturday Super Stream yesterday. He did say that they found it hard yesterday, Rotherham. Shall we see what the numbers say? And where am I looking? It was 55% to Rotherham. On the same day here, guys, Reading lose on XG. Watford have 67% possession and Rotherham have 55. What is going on? I can't wait to see the Wickham numbers. Stoke there, 3 shots on target to 0. You will not win a game of football, or very rarely with no shots on target. You might get a lucky own goal, mightn't you? But and the one big chance goes to Stoke. And I keep saying it about Stoke and about Millwall, these managers that can really churn it out. And Michael O'Neill can do that, can't he? Let's have a look at the table. And Stoke up to 8th, 15 points from 9. And the thing is, some of the teams above them will possibly not continue scoring at the same rate, whereas I think Stoke just will. They'll, I don't think it'll be 2 points per game or 1.8 at any point, but it's going to be 1.6, 1.7 points per game just all season for Stoke, I think. And I think they're going to be there or thereabouts in those, maybe in that top quartile there in the playoff positions. Rotherham, well, a win against Sheffield Wednesday was very, very important. Just need to bounce back from this defeat and stick some 3-pointers on. They're less low scoring than I thought they would be, 8 in 9. So, but yeah, looking good for Stoke. I think still, once you broaden it out at 15 games, I think Stoke's form will look good. Rotherham need to see more wins. But at the moment, look, statistically, according to the league table, which apparently never lies, they are the best of the 3 ex-League One teams. Rotherham's championship away record going back to 18-19 remains poor. Interesting. Stoke hard to beat, like a far better quality Rotherham, if you get me. I know what you mean. Take it as a compliment, Stoke fans. Only 2 away games to Watford. Only two away games to Watford and Reading next. That will be interesting, won't it, from a Stoke point of view? McLean was wing back. Okay, poor game. Not optimistic on us at the moment. We were rubbish against Swansea. Laboured to beat a poor Rotherham. Injury problems. Oh, okay. McLean is classy. He's a bit too good for this level, isn't it? You'd fancy Rotherham to score that goal rather than concede it. I'd like Rotherham to stay up, always classy. Yeah, a lot of goodwill towards Rotherham for actually being a championship club that has never been anywhere near a parachute payment and runs very, very properly, don't they? You predicted Barnsley to lose 2 weeks in a row. So amusing how everyone loves to sort of tell me when I got their prediction wrong. Guys, just a bit of fun. Get involved in the predictions yourself, and then I'll give feedback on everyone else's predictions. David, thank you, sir. A £5 super chat. Nice. I did want to read. Oliver said, Shot in the Dark by AC/DC. Whenever AC/DC, since I've been a fan, have released a new song, I've tried to guess how the chorus goes from the title. My guess for this one was wrong, actually. It was "Just a shot in the dark," but it did it. In the dark. So slightly different there. Right. Can I please just focus on Forest Derby and Wednesday for an hour or two so I can giggle? Schadenfreude, heretic. Schadenfreude, dearie me, you sadist. No, we focus on everybody equally and no giggling at others' misfortunes. Your time will come. Everybody's time will come, believe me. The circle will always be completed. Where are we going next? We're going to Luton 0, Brentford 3. And, I'm always banging on about sustainable wins. Take a look at this from Brentford. We'll look at the numbers at the end, obviously, but they line up still without Pontus Jansson. Rico Henry is back and on the goal-scoring sheet. Kanyos, Tony and Buemo up top. Janelt starts in midfield. Luton, no James Collins. He retires to the bench. Jordan Clark starts up top for them, but they do still go with Dewsbury Hall, Ray and Mpanzu in the central midfield. Let's have a look at the goals. And this is like the most Brentford performance of Brentford performances. Here is Rico Henry. I'll get your thoughts in the comment. Are we giving Sluga a pass on being unsighted here? Because Henry hits this. It's not in the corner at all, is it? And Sluga doesn't get there, but he clearly has take a step to the right and opened up that side of his goal. And Henry manages to find the corner. Here is Brian and Buemo. Keep your eye on Ivan Toney in the middle of the goal. And as I said a million times about being a Brentford striker, keep making the runs, play the width of that penalty box, finish the high percentage chances, and you will get a boatload of goals. Speaking of a boatload of goals, here's Marcus Force, everybody, who literally came off the bench and scored with his first touch. That's Jensen, isn't it? Going to play him through. And a lovely little dink finish over Sluga into the net there. Lovely stuff from Brentford. And here we go. For those people who like evidence to be very, very clear like I do, makes my brain not jump around. 52% possession, 5 shots on target to 1, 4 big chances to 0, 426 passes to 393. That'll do you each and every week, won't it? You will be promoted quite swiftly with that. But Brentford, will they do it each and every week? They are fallible at times. And you can see going into that game, obviously the defeat at Stoke and then the draw at home to Norwich. So back to winning ways for Brentford, who move up to 9th. They haven't troubled the top 6 yet this season with those 3 defeats thus far, hindering them. Luton, not a good week, really. Drew against Forest, who had 10 men for much of the game, didn't they? The entire second half, in fact, and losing this one. But I think when Brentford click, they tend to beat most teams, don't they? So there you go. Let's have a look at your comments. The boy Force looks the real deal. Did it last year in League One. How many did he get in League One? I remember I saw him score for AFC Wimbledon at Milton Keynes. But he looks superb, doesn't he? At the moment. How long before Brentford and Norwich are first and second? Yeah, give it a few weeks. It's a difficult one. Not sure how late Sluga sees it, but it's not a great one. Doesn't look good, does it? Morning, Benjamin. Brentford get better as the season goes on. They normally do, don't they? Ivan Toney, the one that got away, indeed. I love that Mbuemo gets an assist for a miss. Was it a miss-hit shot? I thought he prodded that across. There we go. Neil, a man after my own heart there. How's everyone going with Fan First? Pretty slick, I think. www.fanfirst.co.uk. Thank you, Neil, for doing my plugging for me. This was the most obvious result of the weekend in a way. Luton allow you to play football, and the one team you don't do that against is Brentford. There we go. For me, Sluga is a dodgy keeper. I thought he'd improved, Alex, hadn't he? He was really dodgy, and they ended up bringing James Shea back in. But, we want the dodginess to stop. But we'll see how Sluga goes on. Omar Richards is class. There you go. Someone in the Premier League think about signing Marcus Force. Well, if they do, I'm sure Brentford will charge them 20 billion pounds, as they're very good at getting fees for, aren't they? I wanted to read Chris's comment. AC/DC, forget everything after 1978's Power Age, Bon Scott rules. Yeah, always. I'll have that debate with you another time, Chris, the Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson debate. Remember the 2 albums after that were Highway to Hell and Back in Black, which were very good. 11 in 18 for Force last year. Thank you for those stats. David jumped straight on the Highway to Hell wagon. Don't know what I'm talking about. Right, where are we going next, guys? We are going to Preston 1, Birmingham 2. Brian Dick, the excellent Birmingham journalist, tweeted last night, I dreamed that I went to a Birmingham game and we scored 2 goals in an entertaining away win or something. So, yeah, go and follow Brian, who's been on the channel before. A good follow for Birmingham info, Brian Dick on Twitter. And Birmingham, I'm sure someone will help us out with that shape. Where did San Jose actually play? Please help me out, Birmingham fans there, because I bet that wasn't the shape, was it? 3-1-4-2. So, yeah, I'll plead the fifth on that one. Preston put Stockley in up top. Emil Rees starts on the bench with Brown, Barkhuizen and Harrop behind him. But some star power in that Preston team there. And Birmingham come away with the victory. Let's have a look at the goals. It's just a shot in the dark. That's not a shot in the dark by Riley McGree, the brilliantly named Riley McGree. And you don't get to see Lukas Jutkovic, his brilliant waft your foot at it, overhead kick assist for that one. But look, Rudd's left a big hole for McGee to smack that into. Debbie McGee. Remember Paul Daniels there. What a goal this by Story. Chests it down. He's going to volley it there if my picture actually loads up. Oh, it's slowing down. Sorry about that. From way out. And by God, look where it goes in. Can you see that going in the top corner? Postage stamp there from Story. But Gary Gardner, goal machine here. Who's that? Is that San Jose crossing that in? Lovely cross, actually. And central midfielder up in the box. Call him John Walk. There you go. Heads it down and in. And Birmingham get the win, by God. And we were worried, weren't we, a few games ago that Karanka was way too negative and they weren't going to win any games. And they've won 2 in a row. And I think they've got 7 points from the last 3. Look at the numbers as well. 19 shots for Birmingham. That's a season's worth, isn't it, under Karanka? And 2 big chances to 1. Love it. 41% possession, obviously. But nice job for Birmingham. Get your comments in on that one. Blues. Look at that, 7 points in 3 games. Sorry, I do sound very surprised about this, but I love the goals for and against. They 4-7 against 6, and Reading have 17. There you go. So yeah, Birmingham up into the top half, 7 points from their last 3. Only 2 defeats, hard to score against. Will San Jose make the difference? Do you know the way to San Jose? Preston, why are they so bad at home? I'm going to do it again. Let's do it again. So if I click on home, Preston are the worst team in the league. If I click on away, Preston are the best team in the league. How does that happen? We'll be confused going forward. Let's have a look at your comments on this. Robert says, thought Birmingham had best performance of the season. Lots of attempts on goals. Knowing Blues mess up against Wickham. But take it. Back-to-back wins. Love it. Centre half, says Sam about San Jose. Unfortunately, he had uni work all day, so only dropped in to see the game for a few minutes. What a goal from Stockley. Not acceptable, regardless of the performance, to still not have a point at home. Luke says, Ben, you look like you've lost weight. Thank you, Luke. Well, I lost quite a bit in lockdown, and then I'm starting to put it back on now. But there you go. What are you going to do, hey? Another lockdown coming. Maybe I'll lose some more. Birmingham looking hard to beat the seed under a decent manager for a change at Blues. Don Ball's goals for us was a screamer. We'll get there in a minute. San Jose played central midfield when we scored. He went into the back three. He was class yesterday. That wonder goal caught us cold. They were terrible up to that point. Karanka altered the shape numerous times. Best performance of the season. San Jose is different gravy. Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm about San Jose. San Jose, lovely signing. Not lovely singing. Same applies to Brum, to Borough as lack of goals. But Karanka is good, as we knew. I fancy Preston to win at Reading next week. But Neil on thinnish ice. Ben, will I be welcome back in the channel next year? Lee, you're always welcome, my friend. Lee is a Blades fan. It's not going well. But some difficult fixtures over. We have our fingers crossed. Thundershock struck, covered by two cellos. Give it a watch on YouTube. I will. Lots of AC/DC chat here. Johnson was excellent with Geordie, but with AC/DC, all he's done is shout. One thing you need to see is there's an Australian comedian. I can't think of his name. He does the hokey cokey in the style of AC/DC. It's hilarious. You put your left foot in. Bow, now, now, now. You put your left leg out. Down. Very, very funny. Go and check that out. And I'll stop doing my AC/DC singing impression there. I love AC/DC, by the way. I'm not taking the mick out of anything other than sheer admiration. And sheer admiration we have to have for QPR, who won 3-2 yesterday against Cardiff. I haven't missed anybody out, have I? No. QPR 3, Cardiff 2. There it is. And in a very odd red and white limited edition kit there. Dyke's back up top with Chair in the 10. Look out for him. Bright Samuel gets the start. Adoma in there as well. The fullbacks, Kane and Hammerleinen. Warburton, throwing stuff at the wall in the fullback position, let's just say. Cardiff don't have Harry Wilson again. And they go with Moore over Glatzel up top there. But still, look at all of that championship experience there for... it was Jim Brewer, wasn't it? Yeah, very, very funny. Go and check that out. If you like AC/DC, you'll understand the gags in there. If not, you'll just see a weird Aussie guy singing the hokey cokey. Does this fit in with QPR? There's a lot of Aussie people live around Shepherd's Bush. There you go. So there is Ilias Chair volleying the ball into the ground, and we're going to play again. Where is the worst place that could go from a Cardiff point of view? There. We've had that a few times today. Now, what about this from Chair, though? That ball is running out of play. He's going to keep it in, flip it over the head of the defender, run into the box, cross it in. It takes a little deflection. That's the only thing for my goal of the week shout here. And then Todd Kane is going to half volley that in with a bit of slice. Brilliant from Chair. Love it. He's obviously got big shoes to fill with Eze doing such productive work for QPR last season. But what a superb bit of play that was. The same cannot be said for... there is Todd Kane running away with his hand in the air. Johan Barbe, I was going to say. Kiefer Moore goes down there. Just knocked it ahead of him. So no obvious goal-scoring opportunity and red card. But a penalty nonetheless, which... who put that in? Joe Rules puts in. And then Masterson's got his hand in the air. Handball, another penalty. 2-2. What time did it say on the clock there? 80-something. Can't read it, too blurry. And then puts the rebound in from the penalty. Excuse me. And then where did this come from? Dominic Bull, edge of the box. And don't worry, this didn't just float into the net. It flew into the top corner. Can you see it there underneath the F of fan first there? What a goal by Dominic Bull to win the game. There, slams it in left-footed from the edge of the box. And QPR get the victory. Let's have a look at the numbers. God, they conceded 16 shots though, didn't they? But 6-5 in QPR's favour on target, 8 corners to 4. 4 big chances to 3. You can see how this game was 3-2, especially with a couple of penalties in it as well. 4 big chances missed as well. They need to brush up on their finishing despite scoring 3 goals and finishing 2 worldies. You know what I mean when I say need to brush up on their finishing of big chances before Rangers fans come at me in the comments there. And we'll go to the comments in just a sec. you will see Cardiff trending downwards. They're 3 points in the last 4, down to 17th. Rangers, well, an upward trend on that game, off to 10 points now, and just outside of the bottom 6, but still Warburton fighting the good fight and trying to find the solution. It remains to be seen whether he does. Let's have a look. Tasty Works says that's 5 penalties conceded now. Very worrying stuff. Lackluster defence still an issue. Fair point. Noah says that Dom Ball is the best defensive midfielder in the world. Now, Noah, I understand your enthusiasm for Dominic Ball, but you may be overstating your case slightly there. Has anyone seen the German Oompa band that covers Rage Against the Machine? What a goal by Ball. Thought he was right-footed. I think he is, isn't he? Ilias Chair, tribute to Luke Amos, who did his ACL, which was very nice. What about that assist play as well? Brilliant stuff from Chair. Warburton desperately needed that result. Harris evidently went ballistic with his players at half-time and full-time. Signs of what happened at Millwall. We were celebrating the 74 season, 1 point off winning the old First Division. Not sure why we would celebrate that, but the club wanted to. Why not? Hey? A great team, no doubt, with Jerry Francis as the captain, I believe. Stan Bowles in that one as well. It shows the Championship a tough league. No easy games. Super Neil may not last the season. I like Warburton. Not sure he's as good as I want him to be. He says a delayed pilot. Nobody likes a delayed pilot, do they? You can tell when your flight's going to be delayed, can't you? But I'm sure that delayed pilot is lovely, and we welcome him into the comments before I scare him off. Pray silence, everybody. Not for the Electric Light Orchestra, as Alan Partridge would say. Pray silence for a Wycombe victory. And their first one in the Championship comes in a huge -6-pointer, as we were calling it on the channel yesterday, against Sheffield Wednesday. Akinfenwa continues up front. So maybe Ainsworth has found a better solution than in those opening weeks. And the performances and results are improving. Not looking good for Wednesday, though. Luongo still out for them. They're going with Patterson and Marriott. My normal question is, where's Izzy Brown? You can see he comes on during the game. Let's have a look at the goal for Wycombe, which, would you believe, came from a Joe Jacobson set play. Who would have thunk it? But hey, you'll take it, won't you? There on the near post is David Wheeler. And we've played this game with deflections today. Where's the best place that can go? There. Love it. Great header, that one. And Wycombe get the victory against Wednesday with all of, wait for it, 27% possession. You've got to love it. Warnock would love that one, wouldn't he? But still 6 shots inside the box. Did they concede any big chances? No, according to those stats. 9 corners for Wednesday. So a frustrating day for the Owls, even more so when you look at what that has done to the league table. Remember, Wednesday started the season with -12. They started the season at a huge disadvantage. 9 games in, their disadvantage now in terms of avoiding relegation is 10 points. So they have effectively only made up, despite the fact that they've actually scored 8 points, they've only made up 2 points across 9 games. This will not see Sheffield Wednesday survive. We said 4 games ago, on the current form, they will survive. We also said they don't want to go on a losing streak whilst they're in minus points. That's exactly what they've done. 4 defeats in a row. Bad news for Sheffield Wednesday. Look, they could go on another run like those first 5 games where they scored 8 points. That would then put them on positive 4 points from 13 games. And then a chase can continue. But they cannot countenance losing 4 games in a row, probably more than once this season. You just can't do that with -12 points. It's just gonna kill you. You're effectively then, when you think about it, if you're on -12 from 46 games, you have 46 games to score 58 points. You're then reducing that 58 points to be scored then in 42 games. And things start to get very, very tricky when you're looking at those numbers compared to the other relegation-threatened teams. So well done, Wycombe. They get their first win and they move within 2 points of safety, which is how they need to look at the season, frankly. We don't know. We could get a low tide this season. I have a feeling that because those parachute teams, none of them are choking, that you could get Norwich, Watford and Bournemouth, plus a couple of others, score a load of points, which would necessitate whipping boys down the bottom, which means it could be more like low 40 points rather than high 40 points. That would play well for both Sheffield Wednesday and Wycombe, play well for anybody who's down there, apart from the fact that you might get whipped by the parachute teams a few times. That might not happen. I'm theorising here. But good for Wycombe, very bad for Wednesday, because if you give Wednesday a win in that game, they're on -1 points and Wycombe are on 1 point. And things look very, very different. I know I'm explaining literally how a 6-pointer works, but you guys know exactly what I mean. Let's have a look at what your comments are. Sean says, "You're right, Ben. Can't wait for the match later on." Nice, Sean. Who are you watching today? I'm not watching anyone until tomorrow. My two best teams in the Championship are Barnsley and Bournemouth. Play great football. Nice. Yeah, Brown back from injury. Wednesday might have believed their own hype. Gary Monk is a Blades legend. Jason says, Wycombe winning. Doesn't surprise me following their draw in the week. Yeah, so they've now lost in injury time to Norwich, drawn against Watford and beaten Wednesday. So a very good sort of looking 3 games for Wycombe in terms of they were way, way more competitive than they have been. Good for Wycombe, but hope it doesn't continue Wednesday from my perspective. Bottom of the Championship, very tight, as ever. Wednesday will miss Ipswich next season, going in opposite directions. Fingers crossed from the Ipswich part of that, but I'll reserve judgment on that until it's literally confirmed. Got this one, and Swansea correct. 2 out of 10. Why hasn't Monk been sacked yet? 27% was Millwall's average under Harris when we finished 8th. There you go. Cardiff got promoted with that. John, big result for Wycombe psychologically. Absolutely agree. Getting that first win, fantastic for Wycombe. Wednesday are down, says Bazzy. Championship, still the best league in the world. So difficult, so fast. Everyone in your face. Number 1 for me. Even though it's not the place that gets all applauded. But we love it. And that's why we're talking about it on a Sunday morning. Wednesday would be 20th without the deduction. Yeah. So Wednesday have now, over this last 4 games, moved from a mid-table team to just outside the relegation zone team. So not good at all for Wednesday. Big M says, Wycombe to finish 17th. Wow. That proved a lot of people wrong, including me. I had them to be relegated. But good luck to them. Let's have a little think about our team of the week. And I suppose we've got a big candidate there in Wycombe. Let me put the results up and give you a suggestion. Could it be Coventry, who had a win over leaders Reading? Could it be Norwich, who got past a very wobbly Bristol City back 3? Could it be Brentford, who easily beat Luton? Could it be Borough, who are 8 unbeaten? Could it be Barnsley for beating Watford? Huddersfield, big away win at Millwall. Wycombe, obviously. Stoke winning. Birmingham winning. Swansea winning. Lots of shouts there. QPR winning. I suspect I'll go with the underdogs here. So I'm kind of between Wycombe and Barnsley for beating Watford. And maybe Birmingham with the away win at Preston. I think I've got to go for Wycombe, but let me know what your team of the week would be. Wycombe or Cov, says Alex. Coventry, says Neil. Leaving his bias at the door, he's got the right idea. Cov. Barnsley, says Ray. Coventry. Blues, back-to-back wins. Wycombe, big win for them. Barnsley, says Russ. Wycombe. And Chris says, in general, all 3 relegated teams. There you go. Right. What about goal of the week? Let me just play the games back through my head. I suppose Buendia's goal for Norwich, maybe. Mowatt's goal for Barnsley. Story's goal for Preston. They're all long ranges. And 2 QPR goals, really. The Kane goal and the Ball goal. Let me know your goal of the week. I suspect I would have to go for Todd Kane's goal just for Chair's assist, I think. It's just a shame that it took a nick, the cross on the way through, else it would have been really, really perfect. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments for your goal of the week. Lewandowski. I think you might have the wrong division there, Oscar. Don Ball, Buendia or Mowat. Don Ball, Mowat, Don Ball. Well, we'll go with Dominic Ball then on the basis of the chat. What a strike for QPR there. Right. Thank you, everybody. That's the show. That is our championship review show. Thank you as ever. And I believe he's still in the chat for Russ, our fan sponsor. Great guy, a fan and now a friend, despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Russ is the sponsor of all of our championship review shows. You can support me now by buying merchandise at the Teesprings store. Over there, look, T-shirts, mugs, phone cases, hoodies, jumpers. You can get a Don't Call Me Jesus T-shirt, and I have just witnessed T-shirt, and you can get a Leave Your Bias at the Door T-shirt, amongst other stuff. All good fun over there. Helps out spread the word for the channel. Help out our mate Matt, who runs www.fanfirst.co.uk. I went in there live on the watch along and did my ratings for the Bristol City Norwich watch along. Go and support Fan First. And as ever, it says across the bottom of the channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. I think we did go over 13,000. I haven't checked the numbers, but YouTube's funny. They sometimes flit up and down as your numbers go up. Patreon, obviously, thank you everyone for supporting there, and the Teespring shop. Like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully when I go and check, we are over 13,000. Right, big thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to Russ. I know, thank you. Who used to say that? What was that guy's name? Thank you. I can't remember. Thanks again, Ben, says David. See you next week. Thanks, says Noah. Why are you repeatedly saying Lewandowski? There we go. Thanks, Ben. And Russ. Russ gets a thanks from Neil. Nice one. Keep up the game, the great work. Thank you, Ben and Charlie. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I did see Charlie yesterday. I won the AHA round. I can claim my free mug. You can claim your free mug for the Fruit of the Bloom joke, Russ. Your strike rate is low, but that's funny. I'll give you that one. I'm not going to laugh, but that's funny. Will you be having a sale? Yeah, I don't see why not. Lovely job, chappers. Nice one. Remember to vote on Fan First, everybody. Well done. Did we get to 13K? I think we did. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've put Oscar in timeout. Don't worry, David. It's all sorted. Thank you to everybody. As I always say, brilliant community here of actual self-aware football fans, which we love. So thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been the Championship Review. So thank you for leaving your bias at the door. And we're doing Dearly Departed stuff tomorrow. So double watch along. Fulham versus West Brom, Leeds, Leicester. During the day, I will be doing the Championship Preview Show. It is literally never ending. Oh, my goodness me. Super Benjamin Bloom. Thank you. Have a great Sunday. But thank you, Russ. And thank you, as ever, for your sponsorship. Ben, you're the only thing I miss about being promoted. Well, view the Dearly Departed show. Luke, thank you, everybody. Great bunch here. Hopefully, when the world is normal, we'll be able to do some kind of live event thing that we can all take part in. Don't worry. The cogs are whirring on that one. We'll get it done. Maybe the playoff final or something like that. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And see you tomorrow. The content continues. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.